Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Was this ever in doubt? Yes, for a little bit, yeah, it was. I mean, these guys were schooling us pretty much that first half. And it took an outstanding save from Jorgensen to keep us, but basically in this game. Do I think we come back from being 2-0 down? I think it's a very hard climb. It's a very hard ask to ask these inexperienced players, in a final to come back 2-0 down. 1-0 down, you still have a fighting chance. But once you go 2-0 down, bruh, it's kind of over at this point. And especially with how we were playing very scared. We were playing very discombobulated. We were playing with no type of like cohesion, structure. We were just there. Like Betis looked like the better team in the first half. They looked like the younger team in the first half. I mean, they probably were a bit fresher than us since they had a couple more days rest and we just played on Sunday, high stakes game. So potentially that did play a role. But Betis looked like the better team in that first half. And we're just lucky we went into that first half 1-0 down, because I honestly, genuinely believe we go 2-0 down, this game is over. Like, I don't think we come back from it. Second half, Maresca makes a big change. James comes in. Matter of fact, let's start with the starting 11, because I do understand. You know what? We just played a couple games ago. You're trying to like rest some of your big players, right? So you're trying to have your Jameses come in for like maybe an hour-ish, potentially a little bit more. But for me, playing Gusto, Badiashile, and Trevor Chalobah with Jorgensen in a final, to me, that was a bit of a gamble. I understand these guys played a lot of games leading up to the final, so you can say you're rewarding their performances. At the end of the day, these guys got us here. It was mostly the team B that played in the Conference League to get us to the final. But I'm just thinking, with what's on the line, with what's at stake, like, make no mistake, we have hit our objectives for the season. Top 4 and a trophy. Yeah. Conference League was like a shoe. We were like a shoe in to win Conference League. So walking away without that would have been embarrassing, right? But the biggest thing was getting back into Europe and getting back into the Champions League, which we did manage to make happen. But I thought that starting 11 was a bit risky. I think not starting Sancho, for me, if I was doing my starting 11, Sancho starts this final for me. I mean, a few things. He's somebody that can control the tempo of your game from a wing position. Sancho has the most European experience, between Neto and Noni Madueke. Sancho's been to a Champions League final. He's played in the Champions League, for a few seasons now. He's played with Cristiano Ronaldo for Man United in big European competition. So me, I would have definitely started Sancho on the left, and maybe on the right, either Noni and Neto. Depending on what coin you flip, bro, you just pick what side at the end of the day, because today they were both garbage. So it didn't even matter who you started. Either of those two, they were going to be shit. And they did prove that they were awful. Yeah. So for me, my starting 11, I would have went with James. I would have went with James in the first half. I would have went with Cole. I would have went with Tosin, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo. My midfielders, it would have either been Neto or Noni, but I probably would have went with Madueke. I would have went with Sancho, and I would have went with Jackson. But that would have been my choice, because for me, this is a final. This is a must-win final. I think this gives a lot of these guys an opportunity to understand and experience what winning feels like. If you look at historically, some of your biggest managers, their teams have started off winning an FA Cup, you know, Carabao Cup. That's basically what the Conference League is essentially. So you give these guys a taste of what winning looks like. And I can understand trying to manage James's minutes. So maybe I wouldn't have played Reece James. But for me, the final, I probably would have still started him to give me like an hour, and I would have just taken him off. But the lineup for me was very, very risky from a defensive point of view because these guys haven't really played together like that. Jorgensen, Chalobah, because remember, Chalobah was on loan too. So Chalobah, Badiashile, like for me, and Gusto, like, dude, Gusto, I don't know what happened to the Malo Gusto that we had when Poch was here. I think when they went back to preseason, his twin brother came out. This ain't Malo Gusto. This is Malone Gust, because this guy has just he's been awful all season, yo. And I can understand playing him in all these like central areas don't really benefit his game. Gusto's a fullback, but being a fullback also doesn't mean you're an idiot in midfield either. So like, bro, you can't even be blaming the fact that you're a fullback. You should be able to control a pass, turn, scan, and pass the ball. Like, regardless of which part of the field you're on, you're a professional, bro. Like, you still have to be able to execute bare minimum. Passing to your own players should be a bare minimum. So whether you're a fullback or not, bro, your touch should not be chasing the second one. Like, Gusto has just not been it, and I won't be surprised if, they're looking to get him off the books. They probably wouldn't, but if there's an opportunity to bring in a competent number 2 while still letting Josh Achampong develop, and then they probably might do it. But Gusto for me it was not good. Like, that guy was just awful today. But again, either way, starting lineup was a starting lineup, and we were down within the first 10 minutes, which was very annoying. Enzo he didn't even seem like he can get his foot on the ball. I don't know what Noni was doing. I don't know what Neto was doing. Hell, I don't even know what half of these guys were doing last night, because they were just, bro, they were terrible. Like, that first half was just the worst it could potentially get. That's how bad that first half was. But second half, Maresca makes a change, and see how one change can at least stabilize the ship. James comes in. Now we're not getting cooked on the right no more. Gusto was just getting, Gusto was getting served up, son, like it was a charcuterie board, bro. Like, this man was getting served up like it was cheese and grapes. This guy was just getting cooked, bro. He was getting cooked like curry. He was getting cooked like oxtail, bro. That's how bad Gusto was. Like, that was a gut-wrenching, stomach-turning, anxiety-inducing, vomit-inhibiting performance, bro. It was everything. He was just getting cooked. James comes in, stabilizes that right side. And now we're starting to, like, okay, take it a bit easy. We're starting to play a bit. We're starting to look better. You make a few more changes. You bring Colwell in, you bring Sancho in. You take off Neto, you take off Badiashile. And now we're starting to cook. Now we're starting to cook some decent gravy. Now we're starting to look a lot better. We're starting to look a bit balanced. And, Cole Palmer can be forgiven for not showing up in a lot of big games. But in the biggest one this season, arguably, he stepped up big time with 2 assists in the European final. That ball to Enzo Fernández. And by the way, that run from Fernández and that header, the anticipation, the movement, the finish, Jackson could never, bro. That's another person we're going to talk about. Nicholas Jackson can have not finished that ball like Enzo Fernández did. We need to do better than Jackson. Like, he got to go. The reality is, look, if Jackson doesn't go, he's not going to be his first choice. Hell, probably not even second choice. Like, now he really has to fight for his position. But that ball from Palmer, The finish from Enzo was chef's kiss. It was beautiful. It brought us back into this game like that. And what does Palmer do again? Puts another delicious ball into the box. And Jackson gets a bit of his chest, shoulder area, not his head on it. Because like we've said, Jackson can't head the ball. Jackson is awful in the air. Gets his 2-1 in, and guess what? At this point, we don't care. We're leaving here with something. Whether it's your head, your shoulder, your knee, your toe, doesn't matter. We leaving with something. He hit the shameless knee slide, and now you know, okay, now this game is definitely about to be closed off. Once we're up now 2-1, you can tell like Betis, they started to get a bit tired, man. And we being able to bring that quality off the bench was just the difference. That you know, that new energy, the impact, you know, the extra quality. Honestly, like we just kicked it up a gear, and Betis were just holding on for dear life. And then guess what? Jadon Sancho, he did what we've been asking him to do from that position a lot. Just shoot. Like, bro, you have the technique. We've seen the goals you've scored for Dortmund. We've seen some of the goals you scored at Man United. Bro, you have the technique. You have to finish. You have the ability. You just got to execute more. But that finish that finish killed the game off. He bended that ball in like Beckham. Just 3-1, took his shirt off. Bruh, I don't even care. You can be shameless. Game over. Game over. But nah. Our 200 million pound midfield has something else to say. Enzo got in on the act, so Moisés Caicedo decided to join in the party. Chelsea break again. Caicedo starts to move. Ball to Enzo. Edge of the box. Shoots. Like, that's that. You know, historically, we've always had midfielders that when they're on the edge of the box, they can lace it. Frank Lampard, for example. That's why he scored so many goals. The guy will just shoot on sight. Asian, shoot. Balak, shoot. Mikel, maybe not as often because he didn't have that finish, you know. But we had people who would take a shot. Deco, shoot. Like when you shoot, you score, bro. Like it's not even rocket science. You shoot, you create a chance. Maybe there might be a rebound. You get a corner, something. You know, but Caicedo finds the bottom of the right corner via deflection. But guess what? It don't even matter. He pulled up with the Cisco haircut today. He delivered another brilliant performance. And now you see people ain't talking about the price no more. Nobody's talking about Caicedo's price. Nobody's talking about Enzo's price. Now it's like, oh, Enzo's going to go to Real Madrid. Last season, the conversation would have been, why would Real Madrid want to buy Enzo? Now it's, oh, Enzo wants to leave. Enzo's going to leave. Declan Rice is better than Caicedo. Listen, Caicedo is a serious player. And I said in my other video, I'm so glad Clear Lake had us stressing on a Thursday night, but Friday morning they rectified the issue and got this guy into this club because, bro, I don't even know where we would be, to be honest with you. I don't know where we would be right now. Caicedo is a player. Enzo Fernández has stepped it up big time. 21 goals and assists, and on the biggest, arguably one of the biggest, because I mean, this guy's won a World Cup, so we can't even say the biggest, but one of the biggest club moments in your career, you stepped up. You know, captain's performance. Put in a goal, you got an assist, and we won the trophy at the end of the day. So Maresca, you know, we appreciate the changes you made in the second half because they definitely came in clutch. We needed that. We needed that boost. We needed that energy. We needed that quality. Bro, we needed that clinical cutting edge. And this brings me back to Nicholas Jackson. You know, Jackson's last name ain't even Jackson. I don't know what it is, but it can be. Because the Jackson we know, he moves too crazy. R.I.P. He moves real smooth. The one we got is just, bruh, how do you mess up that 2-on-1 with Sancho, bro? Like, that touch was just disgusting. That touch alone warranted being taken off, and then he faked the injury as well because he couldn't just even stay with the embarrassment. But this guy, he needs to sharpen up whatever tools he has left, because fam, you know they're probably gonna invest into in some forwards. So I don't know where Jackson gonna be at, but he got the goal, but like, bro, that was it. Like, he didn't really do much. He got the goal and that was it. And I know that's what you want your strikers to do, but he's just wasteful, you know? Jackson is just wasteful. And yeah, we just need to just get better. You know, that's just it. But man of the match, Cole Palmer, like I said, he did his thing, dragged us back into this game. 2 assists, legit single-handedly dragged us back into this tie and won it for us at the end of the day. So big performance from him. Jorgensen as well, solid performance today. The goal, couldn't really do much about it, but that save to keep us from going 2-0 down was very, very important. It was at a key moment too, because Betis were up, like they were tails up, they were all over us. I think that second goal would have demoralized everybody. I think we probably would have lost our heads and most likely lost this final 3-0. So Jorgensen stepped up. Levi Colwell, Reece James. You know, I see you guys, man. Colwell came in and he just steadied the ship. James comes in and you could just see the instant quality. And we should not be sending Jadon Sancho back to Man United. Bro, that alone is human rights abuse. Like, you should not be sending this guy back into that disaster. Sending Sancho back after he basically won your European trophy will be the biggest shit on you ever did to this guy. Please, for 25 M's, keep the guy. We've seen players go for more than that. Anthony went for 100 million euros. Please. And if you look at our wing options, it ain't like they're great either. Like Noni, he needs to step it up or be going Neto. Very inconsistent. You know, we all know what's going on with Misha. So Sancho's all we got right now, bro. So I'll listen, just pay the 25 mil. He just paid you back that bread with that goal. Just pay the 25 mil. Keep him here. We're in the Champions League. You're going to need players like Sancho with that experience and know-how, having been there before, done that. We need him in this team, please. Don't send the guy back to United. It will be messed up. Like, real talk, 25 mil is 25 mil. Like, you're about to spend 30 on Delap. I think you can spend 25 on Sancho. It's just a good squad option to have. Just keep the guy. Like, he's clearly better than any of the options we have right now. Real talk. So it just makes sense, you know. But again, we've won it all. The first team to ever do that, the mighty Chelsea. We did our thing. 4-1 final. Arsenal can never. You know, it's just the only big team not to win anything this season. Just let that sink in. People, like the comments, hop in the comments, like the video, interact with the content, share the content. It helps grow the content as well. Subscribe to the channel. We're about, I don't know, like 36 away from 200. Yeah, like the video so it's being pushed out to more people. The season is over now. We got the Champions League final to look forward to, and then Club World Cup right after that. But we're gonna be here. The content gonna keep coming in. But up to Chelsea every damn time. We're the pride of London. London is always gonna be blue. It's never gonna be red. I mean, it was partially white, but we already know who the big dogs are. We the big dogs. Up to Chelsea every damn time. Peace.